Picture yourself waking up to find you're in your favorite game. That's what happens to some anime characters, but it's not all fun and games. The digital worlds are as dangerous as they are exciting. One wrong step could be the end. But these tales aren't just about survival. They're about conquering new worlds, forging alliances, and perhaps finding a way back home. Welcome to Animeology, where today we're exploring the best of this genre. Number 8. The New Gate. This is a saga where virtual reality takes a life or death turn. Tens of thousands of players are trapped in an online game, battling for their very existence. The hero of our story, Shin, stands as the most skilled warrior among them. With the defeat of the final boss, freedom seems within grasp for all, until a blinding flash transports Shin not out of the game, but 5 centuries into its future. Now, Shin, bewildered yet unfazed, is stepping into this new age. He finds himself in a world that once existed within the confines of a game, now vibrant with life and history that has moved on without him. He's overpowered, yes, but what is the use if there's no final boss to defeat? Shin is on a quest for purpose in a world where his legendary status is both a blessing and a curse. His powers could make him a god among men, but Shin seeks a quieter path, helping those he encounters and dispelling the mysteries of this familiar yet changed world. Number 7. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of otome games is tough for mobs. Okay, you're reincarnated in an otome game world. Nice and simple. But when it comes to Leon, things are all but simple. Turns out it's not the usual takes of sword and sorcery, but to live in a society where women reign supreme, and the game's mechanics skew towards the convoluted desires of its female players. Leon is a hysterical piece of shit, and has equipped himself with the knowledge of this game's world along with a cynical AI named Luxian. Now, Leon is not only seeking for survival, but to also subvert the very foundation of this matriarchal game world.
This freaking backstory doesn't make any sense at all.
After eliminating you, intruder, I shall begin my full-scale attack on the new humans.
What stands in Leon's way are more than just dynamics of power, societal expectations, and the breaking of conventions. Leon is perceived as a mere mob or background character, but when he's there, the absurdities of societal games no longer matter, especially when you have the characters like the kind-hearted but self-doubting Olivia, the villainous turned ally Angelica, and the manipulative Marie supporting you, whether they wish it or not. Number 6. In the Land of Leadale. This is an adventure that's anything but your run-of-the-mill fairy tale. Kana Kagami, a 17-year-old, is trapped in the confines of hospital walls due to a tragic accident. Find yourself whisked away into the virtual world of her favorite VR MMORPG, Leadale, after her life support system fails. But she's not just any player in this game. She's reincarnated as her high-level avatar, Kana, a Black Kingdom high elf mage with powers so vast, they're literally the stuff of legends. Our protagonist, Kana, is on a quest that's as heartwarming as it is intriguing, to live the life she was robbed of in the real world. As she explores Leadale, she discovers that the game world has aged 200 years since she last logged in, and the NPCs she once knew now lead lives of their own. From the detailed explanation of Kana's elfish origins to the cleverly woven narrative that integrates her into the world of Leadale as something of an anomaly, this story manages to strike a perfect balance between the familiar and the fantastical new, with a penchant for communication with plants that make agriculture a breeze or a horror, depending on your perspective, and a title that ranks her among the elite skill masters of Leadale. Kana's journey is anything but ordinary. Number 5. Pause, let me check the walkthrough first. Meet Liu Yinyo, a 30-year-old gaming enthusiast who's unexpectedly summoned into a game world. In her quest to return to reality, she partners with Tian Inya, an 18-year-old savior within this digital realm. Yinyo, with her top-tier gaming skills, takes to this new world like a fish to water, guiding the initially headstrong Inya into maturity and reliability. Through their adventures, both heroes strive not just for personal return and redemption, but also for the salvation of a world teetering on the brink of disaster. There's lots of parody and satire, addressing typical tropes in the game Isekai genre with a humorous twist, and for a CGI-heavy feature, Liu certainly doesn't give you a chance to rest. Number 4, My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world.
Burn it all to ash. Hellfire and demise.
A hardcore corporate worker is suddenly called to another world. Why? Because his computer suggested a summoning. Now, Yuji Sano wasn't dumb enough to fall for that, and did the good old restarteroo to his PC, but to no avail. Now in a fantasy world, he can't help but think he's in a dream. There's a boatload of work to do, and if he doesn't wake up, then who else would do it? Besides, his deadlines aren't looking pretty. But this new world has a different life for Yuji. Yuji discovers he's now a monster tamer with a horde of friendly slimes. These slimes quickly elevate him to a sage, the strongest in the world, thanks to absorbing magical knowledge. But Yuji wants none of that, and only seeks to return to his old work. Lots of paperwork to take care of. Number 3, Villainous Level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord. Yumiella Dokness is an otome RPG who's not just any character, she's secretly the overpowered hidden boss, but she was once an introverted college student and a devout gamer in her past life. Our story begins with Yumiella's realization that she's been reincarnated into the game world she once played. Determined to avoid the fate of most villainesses, she decides to lead a quiet life, steering clear of the protagonist. But you know how it goes with gamers. Yumiella couldn't resist leveling up. So she grinds her way to max out her level at 99, way before even starting her academy life. But here's where the plot thickens. Everyone else thinks she's the Demon Lord because of her insane power levels. Now, Yumiella's quest for a peaceful life gets a whole lot complicated as she tries to clear her name, especially when she's the darn final boss, not the Demon Lord. Number 2, the most heretical last boss queen, from villainess to savior. Pride Royal Ivy is a young girl who, at the tender age of 8, recalls her past life as a fan of the otome game, Our Ray of Light. However, this isn't a simple case of fandom. Pride realizes she's been reincarnated into the very game she adored, not as the heroine, but as the villainess destined to bring about tragedy. Instead of accepting this grim fate, Pride decides to rewrite the script. She's determined to use her knowledge of the game and her powerful abilities to protect the kingdom and its people, turning from a feared villainess to a beloved savior. Pride has a genuine fear of becoming a monster the game destined her to be. This fear drives her to go to great lengths to protect those around her, even if it means preparing against herself. From Pride's adorable siblings to a cast of supporting characters that viewers can't help but grow attached to. However, don't expect a romance-focused narrative here. Our heroine is far more concerned with safeguarding her new home than finding love. Number 1, Skeleton Knight in Another World.
Wyvern Slash!
Our tale begins with a gamer who, after a long night of gaming, wakes up not in his bed, but in the game world itself. But there's a twist. He's now a skeleton, equipped with the powerful weapons and armor of his game avatar. Ark is no ordinary skeleton. He's a giant with superhuman strength and a heart of gold. Dressed in silver armor with colored highlights, he's on a mission to do good, despite his frightening appearance. And let's not forget about his holy sword of Kalidbolg, a weapon so mighty that only he can wield it effortlessly. Along his journey, Ark meets Ariane, a fierce elf warrior with a deep distrust for humans due to their crimes against her people. Together, they set forth on an adventure that uncovers the dark underbelly of this fantasy world, from the slave trade to the evil machinations of the Holy East Revlon Kingdom and the Holy Hilt Kingdom. But it's not just about battles and uncovering evils, it's also about the bonds formed along the way. Ark, with this strong moral sense, and Ariane, with her warrior's honor, navigate through challenges, making friends and allies in different kingdoms. Their quest reveals that the issues they face, like the slave trade, are only the beginning of a much larger scheme.